There's a clay tablet sitting in a museum right now that contains a wealth-building formula so powerful that it's been suppressed, ignored, and buried for thousands of years. This isn't some mystical nonsense or get-rich-quick scheme. This is a proven system that built the richest civilization in human history, ancient Babylon. And here's the kicker. The exact same principles that made Babylonian merchants insanely wealthy are the ones that modern millionaires still use today. They just don't tell you where they learned them. What's wild is that this knowledge was written down in clay over 4,000 years ago, and a broke man named George Clason rediscovered it in 1926, turned it into a book, and changed millions of lives. But there's one specific lesson in there that most people completely miss, even when they read it. Once you understand what I'm about to show you, you'll see money differently forever. Let me tell you about Arkad. This guy started out as a scribe in ancient Babylon, basically a guy who wrote stuff down for other people. He was broke, hungry, and watching his wealthy clients live the life he dreamed about. Sound familiar? One day, Arkad did something that changed everything. He didn't invent anything, he didn't inherit money, he didn't get lucky. He simply asked one of his wealthy clients a direct question. How did you get rich? The answer he got was so simple that Arkad almost dismissed it. The wealthy man said, I found the road to wealth when I decided that a part of all I earned was mine to keep. Now, you're probably thinking, wait, isn't all the money you earn yours to keep? That's exactly what Arkad thought. But here's the twist that changes everything. Most people treat their income like a pipeline. Money flows in and it immediately flows right back out to landlords, credit card companies, subscription services, restaurants, and 1,000 other places. You work for money, but you never actually keep any of it. You're just a middleman passing cash from your employer to everyone else. The wealthy man explained to Arkad that before you pay anyone else, before rent, before food, before anything, you must pay yourself first. Not last, not if there's anything left over. First. He told Arkad to keep 1/10 of everything he earned and never touch it. Let it work for you, he said. Make it your slave. Arkad started doing this, and within a year, something bizarre happened. He had money saved, but his lifestyle hadn't collapsed. He'd somehow managed to live on 90% of his income just fine. The 10% had been invisible before, wasted on things he couldn't even remember buying. But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. Arkad didn't just save that 10%, he put it to work. And this is where most modern advice gets it completely wrong. Arkad took his saved gold and invested it with a shield maker who was traveling to buy bronze. The shield maker promised to pay him back with interest. Arkad thought he'd found his path to wealth. The shield maker never came back. He'd been scammed. Arkad lost everything. Now, in most motivational stories, this is where they tell you failure is just a learning experience or some recycled garbage like that. But what actually happened reveals something way more important about how wealth really works. Arkad went back to the wealthy man, furious and embarrassed. And the wealthy man said something that should be carved into every bank's entrance. Gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings. Translation? If someone promises you returns that sound too good to be true, you're about to get destroyed. The wealthy man explained that Arkad's mistake wasn't losing money, it was trusting someone who had zero experience in the business they claimed to know. Would you ask a brickmaker about the stars? The wealthy man asked. Then why would you ask a shield maker about trade? This hit Arkad like a hammer. He realized that wealth isn't just about saving, it's about investing wisely with people who actually know what they're doing. Not your cousin with a guaranteed crypto tip, not some random guru on social media. People with real expertise and skill. Arkad started over. This time, he lent his gold to a brickmaker who needed to expand his kilns. The brickmaker knew bricks. He'd been making them for 20 years. He had customers lined up. The investment was boring, unsexy, and practically guaranteed. Arkad's gold started earning gold. Then that gold started earning more gold. And here's the mathematical magic that ancient Babylonians understood, that most people today completely ignore. When you save 10% and invest it wisely, time becomes your weapon. Arkad didn't get rich in a year or 5 years. He got rich over decades, watching his gold multiply while his friends spent everything they earned and stayed broke forever. Let me hit you with some math that'll blow your mind. If you're 25 years old and you save just $300 a month, 10% of a $36,000 salary, and invest it at an average 8% return, by the time you're 65, you'll have over $1 million. That's not from being a genius. That's not from luck. That's just from doing what a broke scribe in ancient Babylon figured out 4,000 years ago. But here's the psychological trap that stops most people. Saving 10% feels like sacrifice. It feels like you're missing out. Every influencer on Instagram is telling you to treat yourself, live your best life, buy the experience. And that's exactly why they're broke too. Arkad learned one more principle that's even more crucial. He called it making your dwelling a profitable investment. In modern terms, stop throwing money at rent and buy property that you'll eventually own. The Babylonians understood something that somehow gets lost today. If you're paying for shelter anyway, you might as well be paying yourself. Every rent payment is money you'll never see again. Every mortgage payment is buying a piece of something you'll own. Arkad eventually owned his home outright. No payments, no landlord, just shelter that he controlled. And suddenly his expenses dropped dramatically, freeing up even more gold to put to work. So, here's what this all means for you. Right now, watching this, the path to wealth hasn't changed in 4,000 years. Pay yourself first, not last, not if there's leftover money, but first, 10% minimum. Invest with people who actually know their field, not whoever has the flashiest pitch. Buy assets that you'll eventually own, not rent forever. The reason this system works is almost stupidly simple. It's built on time and consistency, not gambling or genius. Arkad wasn't smarter than his friends. He just did something slightly different with his money, and he did it for long enough that math took over. The ancient Babylonians were the richest civilization on Earth using these exact principles, and the modern wealthy are still using them today. The only question is, are you?